Connection successful. Fuck you. Damn. Am I supposed to be this bad? I'm almost in now. I think Discord is open. Yes. Oh my god. I have to copy my. Okay, copy this and then just paste it in the Discord. The Discord that I never use anymore, but I don't know. Maybe it'll come in handy for like one or two people. I think what happened when I was logging into the browser version was I typed in the wrong name because I have actually already um let's do video announcements. Uh, at everyone streaming tier lists go go go. I'm getting a bunch of notifications right now. Fuck off. Cat gifs Twitter account. Okay. Okay, are we good? Are we good? No, cat gifs actually gotta fuck off. Are we good? We're 12 minutes in. This isn't even my first stream. This is my second attempt. The chat still says BRB like 5 times because I let's just go. Let's just go. Okay. Anyone here? Can anyone hear me? I might have to call up Frog to be honest. Oh no! Oh, my voice! Oh, the horror! Okay. I accidentally heard my voice there, so. Wait, what is this? What is this that it's a blank image? That's a blank image. Oh my god. No, 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 no. That's not good. That's a blank image. Which game is that? That's a. Look at this. Oh no. One of the games is a blank image. Which game is it? Is it Peggle Deluxe? Wait. I think it's Peggle Deluxe. I have no idea why, but it's Peggle Deluxe. I'm relatively sure. Well, whatever. We'll just rank Peggle Knights because they're ranked like on the same spot. Okay. Yeah, let's start with Peggle, I guess. I have like notes. What are you talking about? Oh, okay, just had to refresh. Okay. I have notes. So I'll go down to Peggle. Peggle Deluxe and Knights. Okay. So, what got me into this game? Okay. What got me into these games was a guy named uh Douglas from Twitch also. Though he has a YouTube channel by the name of Doug, and he has some incredibly funny videos on his channel. Though what specifically got me into Peggle was his Peggle streams, obviously, with chat commands, which meant that he did half the shots while his chat also did the other half. And specifically, the Peggle Knights video is like amazing. It's so fucking funny. And it's like when they get trick shots, it's just incredibly satisfying. And that is exactly the same feeling you get when you shoot a like a trick shot or just like an amazing shot in Peggle like on accident, like you're not intending for it at all. Wait, and it's just it's um yeah, so both games are pretty much just the same game. It's made by PopCap, the same people behind Plants vs Zombies, and they use the same engine. So they're pretty much identical, except one of them has like a night theme, you know, and you go into like people's dreams. And it's actually you go into the characters from the first game's dreams, and then there's like a new character, which is really cool. This is the Peggle Knights is the better one, but I'd say they're both like equal in quality. I honestly got into the difficulty a lot more in the first game. Like the second like Knights can really fuck you up. Um, but yeah, they're both I wouldn't say they're A tier, but they're definitely high B for me. Um, so yeah, it's a very fun game. It's basically a pachinko game if you didn't know that. I might want to actually talk about what they are. Yeah, it's a pachinko game where you shoot balls at like pegs, and then you're supposed to get all the orange pegs, and there's a bunch of blue pegs as well. Really fun. I play this in class all the time. So yeah. Anyways, security breach, huh? Okay. This game is something else. Wait, I gotta check. No, no one's here. Okay. Um, security breach. What do I say about security breach? I didn't finish it, obviously. Um, is that whatever? Um, so I uh what happened is I got like not even halfway through and then I ran out of storage on my PC because the game's huge, it's massive. It's got like 80 gigabytes. It is 80 gigabytes. It's not worth 80 gigabytes at all, but that's just how Steelwool optimized it or lack thereof. Um, it's a very it's actually a very fun game. I really liked what uh what I played of it. Um, but it's also incredibly buggy and at times just not balanced at all. Um, a good example of this is the like play area that you go to with like the um with the sun and the moon. And on like the moon segment where it's like dark and the moon's like chasing you, trying to kill you and stuff. Uh that segment is so fucking bad. It's just uh you gotta traverse through the dark, traverse through this like maze of a play area, just looking for like buttons to press, like 5 buttons, and he like circle around on yourself, and it's terrible, and he like follows you unless you can get him caught in one of the like toy things, which you just do by like interacting with them. Like it's things that like when they're dropped, he like rushes there and has to like pick them up, like stack them up again. And if you do that enough times, he'll eventually get stuck in one of them, and then he can't chase you, and then it's just boring and tedious. So yeah, that sucks. And also there's like this section afterwards where you can die, and if you die, you have to do it all over again. So terrible. I hated that part. It sucked. Uh, but like yeah, it's a fun game. I thought it wasn't scary. It's one of the few horror games I can actually play. Or no, I could probably play some horror games. I'm just not interested in them. But it's just like the perfect amount of scary where I can play it like without being in a horror game mood. And I like the variety of gameplay. That's very fun. but it's definitely not higher than C. I couldn't give it higher than C. That would just feel wrong for me. Also, obviously, don't like give them like if you feel that if you don't want your money going to conservative politicians, don't buy this game. Like, just be cautious, because Scott Cawthon. Hmm, whatever. Uh, anyways, next one. Frog Detective. I played all three games this year. I barely managed to scratch in the newest game, which is Frog Detective 3, which came out this year. Um, but yeah, these games are really fun. I'd say the first game is like B tier. So is the second game. I'll talk more about them in a bit. Don't worry. And the third game is honestly A tier. It's like this is just I couldn't ask for any better like conclusion to a trilogy. So basically, what Frog Detective is about is you play as a frog who's also a detective, and you have to solve these like cases, which are really like they're just goofy. They're just stupid. They're not like the first game, you have to like find a ghost, and then in the second game, you have to figure out some who trashed like like a welcoming party, and then in the third game, you have to find all the hats in like a village of people have all lost their hats, and you gotta find them. It's really stupid, but it's really fun also. Uh, the game has a really fun sense of humor. Uh, like you see this visual style, like imagine what like its sense of comedy is just from that, and you've probably like got something. Uh, like I laughed on multiple points, uh, and it's got like some really funny Easter eggs as well, like just like images of real life things in this pastel like frog game, you know. So yeah, it's really fun. They're really short as well. So like don't go in expecting like a massive game because I you can beat the first game in like under an hour, like with all the achievements. Uh, but like they're cheap. Like come on, I think everyone should give the Frog Detective games a try. Like just they're super fun. Streets of Rogue, this game, it's so fucking good. I am shocked. Like when you look at the screenshots on Steam, that could really turn off some people, I feel. Like it turned off me until I heard that it was actually like peak. Um, basically it's Deus Ex meets a roguelike or like an immersive sim in general. Though like especially Deus Ex. Um, basically there's like this like on every floor there's a bunch of tasks you have to do, but you can approach them however you want. So I actually haven't played Deus Ex. I'm gonna play it this year, I think. I have it downloaded on my PC even. Um, but yeah, there's multiple ways to approach a situation. So you can like either you can sneak through a building or you could just blow up one of the walls, you know? And there's a bunch of different things to do, a bunch of different ways to approach a situation. And like on the last floor in a segment, like there's like four or five segments, I think. And the last floor is just um like a random hazard that you also have to survive. So it's really fun. It's a really fun game, especially playing multiplayer. I haven't played a lot of multiplayer, but I would really like to play some more. I actually almost, like on my last multiplayer run, I almost made it to the final boss. So yeah, it's kind of demotivating, like with as is the case with all roguelikes for me. But This is a really good roguelike. I'm gonna keep playing this game for ages, I feel. So also there's a sequel coming. So that's really cool. But yeah, this is A tier. Definitely. Okay. Ultra Kill. There's still no one here? Man, come on. Okay, I'm actually wait, Frog interacted. Wait. Yo, Frog interacted? Everyone gas up my Oomphy now. God bless. I'm gonna retweet this and like it. Haha. Okay, you know what? I'll wait until someone else comes, and then I'll do Ultra Kill. How about that? It's S tier, by the way, but like, shut up. I mean, you say gas up, and then you don't even show up. Damn. Yeah, I actually have like a can of some Monster right here, and some potato chips. I came prepared, you know? As in, I stole the potato chips yesterday, not from a store, by the way. I'm not a, you know, whatever. Um, I had some snacks prepared. And I was gonna do it yesterday. Sorry, I touched my microphone. I was gonna do it yesterday, but then uh something ended up coming up, so I decided, yeah, I'm gonna delay it for till tomorrow. And I had snacks ready, but then I just ate them because I was craving. And yeah, I mean, what more is there to say? I did buy uh like a Monster Energy Ultra Watermelon. That was the cheapest one they had, and it's actually really good. Hop on, frog. That's what I'm writing now. I'm actually really happy that I didn't do it yesterday, cause it turns out, um, and I found this out like yet last night. It's right now it's 12:19, as you can see here. I found out last night that uh apparently uh Terramaker doesn't accept web page files. So while it said in the editor that there were 47 images, which for the 47 games I played, um there were only 35 showing that I could actually use. It was like, you see here, this is Peggle Deluxe. It was like if all the extra games were this, except you couldn't even move them because they didn't exist. What a good what a good explanation of that. So I had to do that for I had to find like a converter from web page to JPEG or PNG. And I had to do that manually for every single game and movie and show and uh album that I uh experienced this year that were web page files. So that was a nightmare, but I figured it out, and the whole stream would have been completely ruined had I not. Hooray! How fun. How exciting. I woke up early today as well. Felt the need to like use my time effectively. Okay, frog's coming. Nice. I guess we'll just keep going. I actually didn't use any notes on my last two, but let's pull up. Let's actually pull up the ultra kill notes because I'm really proud of them. I worked them myself. They're really good. Uh, so first thing I wrote was objectively badass. Uh, it is an objectively badass game. Basically it's this FPS, this first person shooter where you play as a robot in like layers of hell based on the seven deadly sins after like the first two, which is like the gates of hell and then like like purgatory or something. It's it sounds really corny, but it actually really works because of the its presentation. It's got these amazing PS1 graphics, which really work with the general vibe it gives off. Uh, there's like this like a bunch of guns that you can use. Like one of them is iconic. It's a gun that fires for its special move. It fires like a coin, and if you shoot that coin, uh, the bullet bounces off like directly into a different enemy and deals like a bunch of damage. So it rewards it rewards like being as stylistic as possible. And it even gives you like a score at the end of missions for it. So you're encouraged to like get a like get the highest score possible by killing all the enemies and by uh not dying, by being stylish, and by beating the level as fast as possible. So it gets really interesting and the controls are so good. Like they're so responsive and you just really if you like you really want to get a better score if you get like a D. So like you go back and then you do it and then you beat it and then it feels amazing. I actually haven't done that. I played the first level uh like a couple days ago. Replayed it because I had like a C. And I did really poorly because it's been a while since last time I played. So I'm like completely rusty. The music and sound effects are fucking off the charts, and like it's got this breakcore soundtrack. Breakcore honestly isn't that good of a music genre for me, but like in action games, they really work, and they get me incredible, uh, in this incredible like state of mind, which fits perfectly for this game. And yeah, the sound design, as I said, you just feel the impact every single time do like a massive, like you shoot this like bomb and it blows up and you can like hear it and there's viscera, there's blood everywhere from the enemies and it's so fucking good. This is one of my favorite FPSs of all time, and it's not even finished yet. I haven't even played the newest update, which came out like several months ago now, I think. Frog, yes, hello. How you doing? I think I think the stream might be a bit delayed, so you're seeing things uh, way later than I am, but that's probably fine. Uh, but yeah, this is like amazing, amazing game. Like the game isn't even finished, as I said. It's but you get like for 20 bucks, which I think is like the full price of this game. It's on sale also. Uh, you get like hours of content and like sometimes it says like, oh yeah, coming soon or something, but it really is a complete experience just with what we've gotten so far. So yeah, incredible. And continuing with the incredible, this is actually a better game. I am shocked. Bowser's Inside Story is amazing. I love all the Mario and Luigi games I've played, especially Dream Team from last year. No, from 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. Dream Team was, yeah, Dusk. I actually have Dusk. It's on my library. I haven't tried it yet, but I definitely will try Dusk. Uh, David Szymanski is really good. But yeah, Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. This is better than Dream Team. It is uh one of the best power fantasies of all time, in my opinion. Like you just like when you play Bowser, it just feels so s- he just feels so strong, and you can really feel like the impact of him, of like his moves and like the screen shake and the it's fantastic. It's one of the best. It's like the best gimmick. I one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen in an RPG. Like especially when you swap between Mario and Luigi and then Bowser, and like the special moves, they're better than ever. Like both for Mario and Luigi and Bowser. Uh, yeah. So basically, what happens for those who aren't aware, Bowser basically like at the start of the game, he eats Mario and Luigi. Poor fucking guys. Gets bored. Yeah, New Blood has a lot of good FPSs. They dropped a new one actually. It's called like Goblin Killer or something. They've made by David Szymanski, obviously. Ultra Kill Action actually wasn't made by David, I don't think. But yeah, he eats them, and then you have to like swap repeatedly between the two sides. So like you're moving around the overworld as Bowser, uh, and then you move around Bowser's body as Mario and Luigi. After a while, you actually get the choice to like move out. Um, yeah, Hakita made Ultra Kill. Um, you get to like move around the overworld as Mario and Luigi. Also, holy shit, I didn't even think of this. It's segments inside of Bowser's body are 2D, which is really cool. That's like such an easy way to create like distinctions. They do that with the Dream sections in Dream Team as well. Um, it's got really good boss fights, like really just fun bosses. Ironically, as is the case for most of these games, Testing. 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 1 2 1 2. Okay, it works. Nice. I can't actually hear myself on my laptop. 1 2 1 2. Yes. Good. Uh yeah, I might want to repeat myself. He uses this Bowser, these like massive Bowser fights, which are basically like big kaiju fights that you get to play, and like these massive attacks that you really feel. Like they're fantastic. I love those fights, and they're like there's enough. There's like they don't overuse it. It feels really earned every time. Also, Fawful is as amazing as ever. He was also in the first two games. He was like a shopkeep in the second one, and then actually a main one of the main antagonists in the first one. He is fantastic in this game. He's the main antagonist here, and he just everything he says is quotable. He's he's amazing. He's just such a chaotic, fun character. Uh, Now for problems, as I said, the game just has some really bad difficulty spikes at some points. There's a bit of grinding here and there, though like it's an RPG, so also also all the games. Like this isn't just Bowser's Inside Story problem. All the games in the entire series have filler problems. So like they pad out the games with these incredibly tedious sections that you have to just like they don't feel it connected enough to the story to feel fun enough. So yeah, I'm not into that. I wish the game would just keep going instead of like clogging on, like adding on a bunch of unnecessary shit because it is like even without some of the unnecessary stuff, it's a meaty game and you get a lot of time play time from it. So I don't think that was necessary, to be honest. But otherwise, this is one of my favorite DS games now. And that like if not one of my favorite 3DS games as well, like all in the entire DS library. And that's a lot because like the 3DS was my first game console, and there's a lot of bangers on there. So, but yeah, fantastic game. Really recommend it. And also, I finally got around to playing the DLC for one of my favorite games of all time this year. Uh, and that was the Fractured But Whole DLC. What the Fractured But Whole is um a South Park game actually. It's about like the superhero personas that the characters have, and I really loved like I really like these DLCs, and I just love the game. Like they don't make games like this anymore. It's basically this like turn-based RPG with like a grid system, and it's got so much polish, and it's made by people who really care about South Park. Like the creators definitely had a shit ton of input on this game. Like they probably wrote the entire thing, and they like goddamn, it's just such a polished game. And these DLCs are also really polished, and they fit right along with the game. There's actually a third one called the Danger Deck or something, and it's kind of just an like a battle generator, which isn't cool at all and is lame. But these are campaigns. This one is from Dusk till Casa Bonita. That's like the most campaign. That's more campaign than this one, but I'll get to that. you explore this like massive restaurant, this massive Mexican restaurant, like hunting vampires, and it's like this. It's a fantastical location almost. It's so fun, and it's so many details. It's exactly like the best parts of the base game just in a DLC. So I really like that. And then Bring the Crunch is um you're on this like camp and there's like a bunch of monsters trying to kill you. And what I really like about this one in particular is um it's kind of open-ended. Like you can go do different things in different orders and you get like badges for like you get like camp badges. I don't know what they're called, but you get those as you do different things around the camp, and it's really cool. Uh, the plots on both of these are just exactly they fit completely in with the game. I think I liked I think I liked Bring the Crunch a little more, but they're definitely like right next to each other on the tier list. Uh, my biggest problem with these are that the bosses are kind of just damage sponges. Like once you figure out the patterns, they're just they just have a bunch of health. I really hope they make a new South Park RPG, yeah. But yeah, they have a bunch of health, and then you gotta just make sure you. And also, yeah, I want to uh put emphasis on the fact that I did a platinum run of this game when I played it. So I played through like the second hardest difficulty, and uh instead of compensating with like different moves and stuff, it just gives the characters more health and it makes them it just gives the enemies more health and it makes them hit harder. Which just makes them damage sponges in this case. Like that this isn't even a problem in the base game, I don't feel. But it definitely is here. So I think it goes under Frog Detective, honestly. Like I got a lot of enjoyment from that series. But yeah, these are definitely really good DLCs that I highly recommend for anyone playing it. Uh, the reason I waited this long to actually play them is because um it they were never on sale. Like never. I don't think they were even on sale when I bought them. And I always buy games on sale. That's like a rule of thumb for me. Let's just no, I don't think I have to check any notes. I think I've said everything I need to. So yeah, definitely give these a shot. Definitely give the base game a shot as well. It's actually still full price. It's a Ubisoft game, so duh. But it's pretty often on sale. So yeah, it's on Steam. Anyways, Tamagotchi Life. Anyway, no wait, I'm gonna take a sip actually. Watermelon Monster. Gotta love it. Tamagotchi Life. All right. So I played this game like 9 years after it came out. Like I modded my 3DS. That's actually how I got Bowser's Inside Story as well. But I finally modded my 3DS and I got a couple of games. And one of them was Tamagotchi Life. This is an this is a good game. I like this game. But it definitely gets very repetitive after a while, especially now that it's been a while and everyone has already done all the characters. So you're sort of just doing the scraps. And maybe you have like some family members that you want to make like islanders, but they've done Sans, they've done like Rick and Morty, they've done, you know, it's kind of Reddit, you know. I actually don't know if you know, but whatever, whatever. Um, it's but it's still there's still some jokes that you can like get some enjoyment out of. It's a very charming game. I really love its sense of humor. Uh, though like yeah, it definitely takes away a lot that I waited so long to actually play it. I'd say it's below Peggle. I get a lot more enjoyment from Peggle, but it's not C tier. It's definitely B tier. Uh, for those of you who are not aware, Tomodachi Life is this game about you have you put your Miis on like an island in like a huge apartment, and they uh go about like their daily lives, and you can like interact with them, give them stuff. It's like a bunch of Tamagotchis almost. And it's really fun. It's a really fun concept. I do like that they don't talk in Miitopia. If they talked in Miitopia, I feel like it would be lower on my list of favorite games of all time. By the way, it is. If you couldn't discern that from my username and profile picture, or my old username, sorry. Um, but it's it's a fun game. If I'd played it when I was younger, it would probably be one of my favorite 3DS games, but it's not. Definitely worth giving a shot though if you haven't. Ape Out. This is a game where you play as a gorilla and you escape captivity. Um, while everyone in a massive building with multiple floors or multiple rooms or whatever, there's like a bunch of different chapters. I think there's like five, and each of them is in a different setting. So there's one with like a lab that you traverse horizontally, and then like a skyscraper that you traverse vertically. And you play as a gorilla, so you can only take 3 shots from a gun, and there's a bunch of like people holding guns, but you can also just like push them into walls and they blow up in explosions of blood. So it's a very fun, like you really get the monkey rage. You really feel the monkey rage when you play it. It also has an amazing visual style. Like it's got, as you can see on this the thing I'm holding up, it's got this uh simplistic style with like it's not the characters aren't like detailed. They're just single colors, and it's got these like geometric shapes for the characters and everything. And it also has a fantastic soundtrack that like it follows your characters. So like when you push someone and you kill someone, it plays like a it does like a doo or something. I think that's how it works. But it's a very like it uses a lot of drums like bongos, and it's very bombastic, and it really reminds you of like something you play on like a vinyl player. Vinyl? Vinyl, whatever. But yeah, it's really fun. There's like a bunch of different ways to like kill people too. I stopped playing on the third chapter, though like you could basically just say they're instead of being chapters, they're more like different campaigns, sorta. Though like you beat them pretty quickly, so I stopped playing on the third one because it got hard. There's like this massive area. Metopia greatest game, yes. Hello, Fumoid. How you doing? Yo, there's 4 people watching? No, okay, never mind. 3. That's fine. That's better than it usually is. Yeah, we're doing a tier list. Ranking the games I played this year, and then I'm gonna do movies and shows, and then ending it off with albums. But yeah, bombastic game. You really get the monkey rage out of this. Really good experimental uh, indie game. Like this is definitely like a standout hit. I think it came out in 2017, which was a really fantastic game for year for indie games or games in general. But yeah, this is um I'd say it's not as good as Frog Detective 3, but it's better than Frog Detective 2 and 1. 1 and 2. You are peeping. Thank you. Are you one of the people from Twitter, by the way? Or are you just someone just a just your average Twitch viewer, if you will? Metopia Switchy? I actually don't have the Switch version. That's really sad. I really want to do a new one. Summoned by Frog. Oh yeah, 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 from the tweet. Yeah. Nice. Well, I hope you can tag along. This is going to be a long stream, so next up, the one who pulls out the sword will be crowned king. This game is definitely a game jam game, you know. Basically you're just the gimmick is that you're pulling a sword out of a stone, but it's a really long sword. So you have to like maneuver your and you have to like keep your mouse. You have to like keep your right mouse your left mouse button like click down, and you have to move it in very awkward ways, like upwards, so that you can pull up the sword from the stone. And that's basically all it is. Like there's like there's like a leaderboard, but the scores are so high that there's not even a point in it in doing anything. It's not like, oh yeah, among friends or something, or maybe it is. I don't know. Uh, and there's like this cute little cutscene once you pull out the sword where you become king, and it's cute. It's a game jam game though. I can very much tell that, or maybe it's just like a project someone did in their free time. Uh, it's it's not much, but it really isn't its fault that it's that simplistic, you know? I respect it though. It's a unique experience. It's free as well, so you can give it a shot if you want. Next up, Cookie Run Kingdom. Gotcha game. I actually really like this game. It's really fun. It's like this city builder, but it's got like Cookie Run characters. Um, my history with Cookie Run is actually pretty complicated. Uh, basically, I used to go to Thailand a lot in during summer holidays, summer break. Um, and one time we were at like a market and they were selling knockoff clothing or like bootleg clothing, and one of the clothes was a t-shirt and a pair of shorts with Cookie Run characters on them. And like Cookie Run, that was ages ago. So Cookie Run wasn't even popular outside of like um Asia. I think the game is from Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Um, or like the games, it's like three. There's like the original, and then Oven Break, which also exists. It's not a good game. Fake Grand Order, yes, real. Yeah, the game's Korean. Yeah. Um, but yeah, now it's popular in the now it's like pretty popular, I think. Um, in the West, and this game is actually really good. Uh, the thing about gotcha games is they get a lot of hate for being like for gambling addicts, but you don't really have to pay anything to get good characters. Like that's like the case in a lot of gotcha games, like more than you'd think. Um, it's like I have most of the characters and I haven't even paid a single thing. Um, I've had like these. No, I think it has in-app purchases though. God, can't talk. Um, yeah, you do. Yeah, it's really easy to get gems. You just gotta like do arena things and then wait for the season to end. And if you rank high, which isn't hard at all, you just get a shit ton of gems. So the economy is kind of broken, but I kind of like that. I don't want like balanced gotcha economies because that just makes them not fun. Also, it's a city builder, so I had a lot of fun building my city. The gameplay's pretty simplistic, but and also kind of grindy. Like at some point, the quests just get too hard, and so you gotta just you gotta level your characters up like a shit ton for just to be like one level, and then the next level again is just hard as all hell. But it's a fun game. I'd say it's like below. I don't know where to rank it though. Um, it's not. Would I say it's A tier? I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think it's better than Frog Detective. Aid car. The last stage, I got to like the raspberry or like the fruit, like the berry kingdom or whatever. Um, then I got stuck on like the raspberry cookie fight, which was uh awful. It's so hard. And yeah, I haven't played it in a while. Maybe I'll pick it up again sometime. Who knows? Uh, next up, this is a game. Chocolate Kingdom. What's that? Wait. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The like Winter Kingdom with the guy with the sword, the like legendary guy. Yeah, I know where that's at. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Why is it so expensive? All the Switch games are because they're like meant to be released physically and it's expensive to produce them. Like there's Switch games that are like $30 compared to the 60 for every first party game. Um, but it's complicated. I have no idea. Anyways, Hitler hates anime. This is a game where you play as Hitler and he has a big head and you hit you have like a dildo sword and you hit anime women. It's what do I even say, man? It was cheap, so I just bought it because I thought it was funny. It's not funny. So it's going in D. This might actually be the only game that's going in D tier. Um, yeah, man, Fire Emblem. Yeah, like good luck with that, man. It's expensive. It's like really expensive. That's like even if I love a Switch game, it's so it costs so much that it's like was it even worth it? Like I bought the new Pokemon games or one of them for full price and it was like a good game. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that. It was like a good game, but still what was it even worth it? Like I could have just bought something else for that money or just bought like 10 games on Steam. It's dumb, but that's just how it is. Bit Buddy. This is a game by Adam Mullins, the guy who made um the guy who made Inscription, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Was on my last list. He also made the Hex, which is really good. Uh, fantastic game. You should really play it. It's pretty cheap as well, I think. Um, and this game is about um basically there's this like it's a game jam game, I'm pretty sure. so it's pretty simple. But it's about uh caring for a. You get like this. There's like this site, and you can download like a Bit Buddy. Oh my God, look at this thing. It's so cool. You gotta buy. You gotta like download it, and then you download it and you open it, and it's like, if you close this game, I will die. And it's like really emotional. And you're trying to, and like the game, there's not that much gameplay, and the gameplay is pretty simplistic. So it's like you feel a need to like close the game because there's nothing here. But like you feel really bad for this thing because it has nothing. Like it is just pixels, but like I'm a sympathetic person. I feel really bad about fictional characters that are just pixels on a screen. Like I can't do like rude things in video games unless it's like funny. Unless it's like funny rude. But like I can't pick the bad guy options in video games. It's like I'm too sympathetic of a person to do that. Not to flex or anything, obviously, but like if anything, it's just stupid. But um, this is it really tugs on your heartstrings. There's this point in the game. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but you like there's this point in the game that uh um that you really regret that makes you really regret not doing anything. It's kind of hard to explain without spoiling it, but I really recommend this because it's a really quick game to play and it's free. So I wouldn't place it in B tier though. It's like it's a game jam game. It's very simple. It's above Security Breach though because it's more unique. Should you cop No More Heroes on the Switch? You're asking the wrong person. I've heard very mixed things about No More Heroes. Is the thing. So I'm kind of scared off myself, but it could be fun. Like I say go for it, honestly. If it's how much is it though? Just gonna take a sip. I have this burping problem, so sorry if I like burp into the mic. That'll be really awkward. Also, wait, I haven't showed you. Oh my God. So the image for Peggle Deluxe, which I was gonna put right next to Peggle Knights, it's broken. It doesn't show. So it's just an empty square. It's kind of funny. Not really. Uh oh, it's like 100. No, it's like $10. That's actually really good. I say go for it if it's like the best platform for the game. Uh, anyways, um, I guess we'll just go for Wildermyth. This is a fantastic game. I really love this game. Oh, you can't afford it? Damn. Maybe I'll buy it. I don't know. Lend you my Switch or something. Anyways, Wildermyth. This game is fantastic. The thing about me is I really want to play D&D. Like I've never played D&D before. But the thing is, it's complicated as all hell. Getting like the rules for I don't know, is it like 5E? What's it called? Uh, no, like the regular D&D. It's like a bunch of rules you have to figure out. And this and RimWorld, which I'll get to, is fantastic in the way, are both fantastic in the way that it lets you do D&D on your own. This is the most similar to D&D. I feel it's like you're doing a D&D campaign on your own. There's also multiplayer actually, which seems really fun. Except And then uh, there's like yo, hold on. Wait, I gotta pull up my notes. I have some notes on this game. No, no, no. Wait, holy shit. Yeah, okay. I don't have notes on this game. I just have like one. Hold up. It says D&D for lonely people. So I've already explained that pretty well. And also, yeah, okay, I remembered. So it's D&D where you can like choose what to do, where to go and stuff, but it's also uh XCOM. It's actually really similar to XCOM. It's like way simpler gameplay. It's like simplified as all hell. But it's not on its no, it's not on its not like on its gameplay that it's best. It's on its way to that it like tells a story. It's basically like a storyteller in the same vein as RimWorld and uh Dwarf Fortress, but it's never featured on like those lists. Like I've checked a couple storyteller lists now, and Wildermyth is never in those because it's actually a very. I saw Germa played it, but it's a very niche game, and I highly recommend that everyone watching goes and goes and play this game because it's super unique, uh, and it really didn't click with me at first, but then it just suddenly I suddenly got it, and then it got real fun. So this is an S tier game. You really feel um this like uh struggle to like beat evil, and it's like generational, and like the characters age, and it's so cool. It's kind of hard to put it into words. I really think you should just play this game to understand it. Fall Guys. This game is like I feel like a game like this should be a lot more balanced after all this time, but it's just not. It's got the same balance issues that it had before launch, or like at the start of launch. I don't know if there was like an early access, but some of the mini games here in this game are just terrible. Like the egg scramble mini game is just not balanced. Uh, the DoorDash fucking sucks. It's just bad. It's poorly designed for all for all the players. It's just not. I don't like it. But it is very fun if you get like a good assortment of mini games. Though, like, I kind of feel like the pay to win is kind of egregious. It's free though, but like it wasn't always. So you had to pay for a game, and then you also had to pay for like um expansions. That's like Overwatch tier shit. And you had to pay for like costumes and stuff. That's awful. And like there's this battle pass mechanic now, and they keep introducing new mini games, but they don't remove anything. And like with Fortnite, Fortnite's actually it's actually a flaw that it removes so much stuff. But with Fall Guys, it's just this is too much. You should like, just like realize that this isn't balanced at all, and you got to remove it. Like it's like I don't know, man. I had some fun playing it for a little while, like a sleepover or something, but then it got old, and now I never play it anymore. So I guess like it's not going in B tier, it's C. It's like I guess it's fine. I just couldn't get into it. It's also physics based, so it kind of trades fairness for oh look at this goofy thing. I'm not into that. Next up, Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, it's still here. I thought it was gone. Fallout New Vegas is one of the best games ever made. What a shocker. Oh wait, sorry. It is at first I actually couldn't get into this game because of the walk speed, but then I downloaded a mod that just gave you running, the strange thing is I don't think it changed much, but like I thought it changed a lot. So then I suddenly got into it a lot more. And now it's like it's I think I preferred Bowser's Inside Story honestly, because like I didn't finish Fallout New Vegas either. Um, you get to like this point where you're like recruiting factions for the faction you're choosing to be with, and I chose Caesar's Legion, and there's like this quest where you have to blow up the Brotherhood of Steel, but I don't know what to do, and also the NCR, who I have done so much stuff for, is just doesn't want to no now wants to wage war at me because I'm serving the rival legion, which like sure, but also fuck you. I did so much shit for you, man. And like I know there's a single option. Like I can just say, "Hey, I don't want to do anything with the Brotherhood of Steel" to like Yes Man or something, and then I can just keep going. But I want to do the Legion. I want to do the Legion, but I can't do the Legion because I have to like blow up blow up the Brotherhood of Steel. But I don't know what to do, and it's like this massive quest line to do it, and I don't really feel motivated to do that. So I'd have to like replay the entire game honestly if I want to revisit it. But like honestly, I could just do that because this is a really fun game. You feel this uh like this game is just game design to like perfection. Like you feel the impact of everything you do uh with like the factions and the people around you. Like the karma system is actually really good. There's not this like stat that makes people like you or not. It's like the actions you do actually have like impacts on the people around you. And it's like actual like moral dilemmas, like actual like hard choices to make in the game. And like the people have like the writers have really read up on like complicated stuff, like like complicated political dilemmas and stuff. Like it's fascinating. And like there's so much you can do. And like the way the open world like to directs you through it with like and the way it blocks you from just going directly to New Vegas. It's like, is it back? Is Mike back? Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Yes, the mic's back. It's so sensitive. There's like this plug that I have to. Man, how long has it been cut off? Probably not for long. But yeah, Fallout New Vegas, one of the best games ever made. Really good game design. Uh, requires a couple mods to run properly on PC, but it's really worth it. Just download the mods. It's really simple. Uh, Frog Fractions. Uh, man, I am exhausted. Like I'm running out of like ah, I can't do 3 lists. Like that's excessive. We'll see what happens. We'll just keep going with this. Frog Fractions. This is a game about uh it's so hard to like explain it without it's so hard to explain it without spoiling everything. It's completely free and it's on Steam, but basically it's this like trip. This it goes from a game about being a frog and eating bugs that are like fractions. They have like fractions on them, like mathematical fractions. Um, it goes from that to like this fourth wall breaking like crazy dive into a bunch of different gameplay styles and like you see the reviews on Steam and you're like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. How can it be that this well received? But yeah, it's free and it's just I couldn't get into the humor personally. I didn't laugh once. I didn't think it was that good, but I also can't say I regret playing it because like it's free, you know? There's this section that's like it's what's it called? Like a text-based adventure game, and it's so confusing. I couldn't get it. I didn't get it. I had to look up a guide and like follow it step by step. Um, that's just how text-based adventures are. I don't think that was a good idea. But like, it's a good game. It's a fine game. I recommend playing it. Uh, would I put it in B tier? I'd put it top of C tier, honestly. And I'd say play this one because it's really interesting. Henry Stickmin Collection. I mean, technically, I played these games before. I'd played the games at least, like individually. And I'd seen people play this game as well on like YouTube. But it's almost something else, like playing it on your own. It's hard to put into words though. It's made by the same people who made Among Us, and it came out before Among Us got popular, which and there's like a bunch of Among Us references in here that no one got at the time. Uh, it's made by Puffballs United then. Basically, if you didn't already know this, the Henry Stickmin games are a series of flash games where you play as this stick guy and you get a bunch of like prompts on screen for different things you can do in different situations. It's almost like a point and click game, honestly. Um, and there's like a bunch of fun references, and this is like one of the most unique uh collections ever made because like Flash got shut down, so they had to find a different way for people to play the games. And so what they did was they made a collection that they dropped on Steam, and I'm assuming different platforms as well. And then uh, the and then there's like also a new game within it that's like called Completing the Mission, where you choose different endings from the last two games, and you like mix and match them uh, to decide what happens at the start of um, the new game. So like what led up to that, and there's like different scenarios that happen um, based on what you did in the last two games. And it's really cool. Like this gave me like a solid 5 hours of gameplay, I think. I don't remember the exact time, but it's a really fun game. It's kind of funny. There's some funny moments. Like it's not laugh out loud funny, but it's charming. Like a very charming game. Very charming series of games actually. Uh so I'd say this is like uh just for like the its genius as a game. Like it's a very smart game. I'd say it's like uh maybe better than Frog Detective. Um I'd put it in A tier honestly. I'd put it above. I'll put it between Frog Detective 3 and Ape Out. This is a great game. These are great games. Saints Row 4. So after I stopped playing this game, they actually upgraded all the versions of the base game to the re-elected uh edition, which includes all the DLC. So it sucks that I couldn't play that, but surely the DLC isn't even that good. Like, there's probably some campaign DLC, but also surely there's some shitty ones there. It just feels like that kind of game, you know? Saints Row 4 is like if you had GTA, but you made all the systems like less like just goofy. Like it's not a very serious game. It doesn't have like the realism in quotes that the GTA games have, especially like this came out the same around the same time as 5, I think, and you look at these games and they're completely different. Like in this one, instead of being like about like real people in a real world, it's like aliens invade and you're the president of the United States and the aliens take everyone captive and you go into like this digital world and you have superpowers and it's super like just dumb, but it's really fun also. Uh, you get like a new power for every boss you defeat. Um, I honestly, it's such a hard game to talk about because there's so much happening. But I gotta pull up my uh, like it's not a deep game, but it really it's just goes with the flow and it's very it knows it's stupid, you know. Uh, Also, traversing the map feels fantastic. Like with the superpowers, you have like a speed superpower and a flying and like you can just jump on like the buildings and yeah, it's super fun. It was like the cars in this game aren't fun at all. They're not as responsive as in GTA at all. But like you don't even need cars. You can like just run through a car and you'll be fine. Also the combat is really fun. There's like guns, but you can also just like punch people to death or like hit them with a baseball bat and like send them flying. And you can go into like people's dreams and stuff. And yeah, there's just a bunch of shit happening. It's crazy and it's super fun. I'd say it's A tier. I never finished it though. I can't remember why. I probably got to pick it up sometime. Pick it up again sometime. Uh, I'd say it goes. Uh, should I put it above Streets of Rogue? It's above Frog Detective 3, I feel. Yeah, it's above Streets of Rogue. Anyways, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. Wait, okay, we're good. I wasn't looking at chat. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. So this is a super good Kirby game. I haven't played a lot of Kirby games before. I back in the day, I emulated some games on my 3D on my phone. Uh, Basically just the GBA games though. I played uh Nightmare in Dreamland, the also known as the Kirby's Adventure remake. I'm pretty sure. Um, I got to like this final boss, but it was too hard. Like I probably just sucked at the game because like everyone talks about how like easy Kirby games are, and like they're right, probably. I also played The Amazing Mirror, but I that was just a complicated game. It's like the map is a maze basically, but like it's very unique. It's a very unique game. I'm like a product of its time, but certainly unique. This game is a 3D platformer. It's the first 3D platformer in the Kirby series, and I loved it. I thought it's not. I'm not really into 3D platformers. Is the thing, like, or platformers in general. I think like a lot of people say like, oh yeah, this is my favorite genre of video games, and I'm like, really? Like it needs more gameplay depth for me. Like games need more gameplay depth, but like this is like a fantastic platformer. Like for what it is, I love this game. The time trials, this game has like time trials, which are super intense. Like I tried getting like the goal time or whatever for every single mission I could possibly manage it for, and it had me screaming. It certainly did. So that's something for a Kirby game. Uh, I found the bosses to be really fun. Though, like, obviously, Kirby's fantastic at bosses. Um, Copy abilities, I wish there were more. I wish there was, like, one more copy ability. And, like, there's. and- I mean, the copy abilities here have, like, this upgrading system where, like, you get resources and you get, like, blueprints to upgrade them. But I wish we could have gotten, like, a more interesting one. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like uh I'm not a fan of just using sleep again. Like, aha, we get it. Yeah. Like you could have put the resources into a new copy ability, I feel. Though like it's a simple one to do, so I kind of get it. Also, the mini bosses are like representative of the different copy abilities in the game, and you like they after a while they start repeating the same mini boss after like over and over again, and it's super annoying. No, and it starts getting really repetitive. It's not super annoying. Go on. Uh, but like this is a yeah. I kind of don't know what to say. It's a really good 3D platformer. It gets really like fucked up at the end. They actually have like voice acting at the end, which was a shock to the system. Like in one section. Um, but yeah, I'm not a Kirby connoisseur, but I really enjoyed this game. Simple but really fun. So I'd say it's like I'd put it above Saints Row 4, honestly. Like, yeah. Next up, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Um, this might be the only other D-tier game on this list. It's like it's above Hitler loves no hates anime, you know. Hitler Loves Anime is actually another game by the same devs. Fun fact. But like Lego games, I used to love Lego games. This isn't where I'll put it, by the way. I used to really love Lego games when I was a kid or when I was younger. Um, they were just like they were really simple, but they were fun to. They were just like simple fun, you know. And I actually like one of my favorite Lego games as a kid or when I was younger. Jesus, basically still a kid. Like, calm down. Um, like one of my favorite games when I was younger. was Lego Marvel Superheroes 1, which I actually didn't own, but I always played it at like other people's houses if they had it, because it was just a fun game, and I loved Marvel in general. And I expected this to be kind of similar, but it's basically just what if we did more of Lego Marvel Superheroes 1, except way more, and it feels so cluttered because of that. Like the plot of the first game was like the plot of the first game was pretty crazy, but then this one is just like Kang, which and like Kang means multiverse, which means holy shit, this game has like so much shit going on, and none of it feels connected at all. And I know that's like silly to like criticize a Lego game for, but it feels it. I don't know. It's also like, yeah, I can't get into this game because of its simplicity anymore. It's just like I can play Lego games honestly. Like I love Lego Dimensions, but this game just didn't click with me. Something I actually really respect about it is it's like some of the character picks are really cool. Like there's these cowboy characters uh that aren't superheroes. They're not really connected to um they're not really like connected to the superhero universe, but they're still Marvel characters, so they're in the game. And I really like that. That's really fun. Like that's like if V from V for Vendetta was in uh like a Batman game, which they definitely should do now. But yeah, uh the overworld had me really scared at first because like the first game has this massive overworld that's like New York City. But then at the start of this game, the settings in the overworld, or like the places locations in the overworld, are like separated by these green barriers that you have to like warp through, and it's lame. But then I gave a sigh of relief immediately when the borders just disappeared, and yeah, it was an open world, and it was actually really cool. Um, but I don't know, man. I honestly, I'll put it here. Like, it's just not a very good game. I could see a kid liking it, but like a young kid. But I don't know why I expected this game to be that good. Like, like I can't. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, I should have lowered my expectations, honestly, and I probably would have enjoyed it a little more. Also, there's like characters in this game that don't do anything. Like all the other Lego games that I've played have like if a character is playable in a mission, they have something to do in that mission. But like there's entire characters here that like tag along for missions that don't even do anything in the missions. Like I think Gamora is one of the characters in like this Guardians of the Galaxy stages, and she just doesn't do anything. She doesn't have any special abilities at all. So she's just there and doesn't do anything. Also, they have like no licensed music, so they use like Mr. Blue Sky over and over again. And it's kind of funny how stupid that is. But yeah, it's not a very polished game either. Like, no, I don't know. Anyways, next up, before I keep talking about a dumb Lego game, Nobody Saves the World. This game is also kind of niche. I haven't seen anyone else talking about it at least. It's an indie game where you play as this guy that transforms into um different creatures. So he's like he can turn into a rat, as you can see like here, maybe. and there's like a knight and a archer, and there's like a shit ton of like different transformations, and it's also like a dungeon crawler, and it's a semi-open world, where you're like walking through a world and like finding dungeons and stuff that you traverse, and search for like this wizard, um, and there's like a really fun plot twist about that wizard like halfway through, but I stopped playing after that, uh, because the world got so bland that I just the gameplay loop got really repetitive, and the section I got to was just like miserable purple place with like a bunch of it's hard to explain. It's like Eldritch almost, but it gets kind of lame, weirdly enough. Um, and the game's kind of grindy. Like I think it's got an experience system, so you have to just like there's a bunch like when after a while you get to like this point where all the dungeons are higher level, have a higher level requirement uh than you're at. So you gotta just go in and hope you don't lose, or else you have to do the whole thing all over again. You can like mix and match the abilities of your transformations as well, which I thought was really cool, but it also kind of ruins some of the uniqueness to them. Like some of them are pretty cool. Like you have this horse that can only deal damage from behind, so you gotta like walk pretty uniquely. But the other ones are just, as far as I can remember, pretty boring after you just replace him with a better character that can do the exact same thing because you gave them their ability. And also I can't remember if the dungeons are procedurally generated or not, but they feel kind of soulless. So that's something. It's a B tier game. Like I'll put it above Peggle Knights because it's a unique game. Maybe you'll get into it. It's pretty alright, but not it's not blowing my mind or anything. I just saw it and it looked cool. So, yeah. My friend Pedro. This is I was honestly expecting this game to be better, but I still had a really fun time with this game. It's like it's got like the same style as Ultra Kill almost, where like you're trying to get the highest score you possibly can by being stylish. Um, and it's really silly. You're just doing what what a talking banana is telling you to do, and you have like one of the central mechanics is you can slow time to do things more stylishly. You can slow down time. Um, and like almost every single one of your limbs are freely maneuverable. So you have a lot of freedom for how you want to approach things. And the game's really cool. Some of the levels are super fun. And like there's a bunch of solution like even if you kind of don't do things very smoothly, you can still make it out, and and it it's kind of it gets like chaotic. It's maybe not cool, but it's really fun. It's kind of short though. Like I feel like it barely didn't overstay its welcome as well. So it's good. It definitely feels a lot like a Devolver game. Um, which it is, by the way. Uh, yeah, it's a cool game. It's got a lot of good presentation as well, and the plot twist at the end is actually really like cool. Uh, it's a game worth playing. I'd say it's like um top of B tier. Yeah. Uh, Devil May Cry. I actually played this game last year, but I forgot to put it on the list. Dadoy. Um, this game kicks ass. It's an A tier game for sure. Uh, it's I'm I went into this game expecting like a very hard to understand game, but what I got was actually very uh was actually like I got it. Like I think I had to look up a guide like once or twice. Like it's not very dated, which shocked me because like I rarely ever play old games, but this game was just super good. Uh when I first heard that it was supposed to be a Resident Evil game at first, I was like, no way, man. But then when I played it, I was like, oh, yeah, it makes sense because this game is set in like a mansion, in like an evil monster mansion, you know? Um, and there's a bunch of different chapters with like different settings. So there's like this boat with an underwater section, which was pretty annoying, I think. Um, it's definitely not very long. Um, it's kind of annoying that when you die, you have to do the entire mission all over again. That's the thing with all the Devil May Cry games, actually. That kind of bothers me. There's no checkpoints. Um, you can beat it in like 5 hours, but like I could probably replay this game. It's really fun. So yeah, it's also kind of it's got the like style. It's got the charm from Dante that I expected. I'd put it like bottom of A tier. It's a really good game. Neon Abyss. Uh, this game I got this game free on Epic. It's a roguelike and not much else. It's a 2D platformer roguelike, like you play it in 2D. Uh, and I beat it first try. It wasn't very hard. Like I beat it on my first run, and I think there's more to it. I think there's like it's like Isaac, where it's you beat the final boss, but there's still a shit ton more to do. But I didn't really feel motivated to play because it's super basic. Um, like I don't know. There's not really much to it. Maybe I'd find more to connect to if I just played more. But like for right now, like I think it's a below Superheroes 2, honestly. So, I mean, yeah, I don't regret buying it, you know. I'm glad I got it for free. It's probably there's a lot of love put into this game, but I couldn't get into it. Maybe it's just that roguelikes need like a massive gimmick for me to get into them. Like Streets of Rogue, that's the highest ranked roguelike on the list so far, and that one is one of the most unique games I've played. So, RimWorld. Um, yeah, this is one of those story generators I was talking about with Wildermyth. It is I have like almost 30 hours on this game already. I bought it on Christmas. That doesn't sound like a lot, but I took a break because the game got too stressful for me, which is like that's admirable. Like we'll get to Disco Elysium also, but that did the same to me, and I just love when a game can stress me that much out because I care about the characters in it. As I said, I'm really sympathetic, like stupidly sympathetic to fictional characters on a screen. But like basically, this isn't the most like when you hear the word like the title story generator, you'd think like, oh, like okay, there's probably not a lot of gameplay here. But no, this is a fleshed out colony management game. Most story generators are. Like I kind of feel like I kind of feel like the genre name discredits the games in a way. It's like roguelike. Like who fucking plays Rogue? Who cares about Rogue? Like the original Rogue. Oh yeah, it's like that game that I never played. It's weird. Uh, but yeah, you know what? I gotta pull up like a story from this to like the best part way to like summarize my experience with this game. Just a second. I have like a Google Doc of stories. I'll tell the first one, which is kind of that one's really funny. Like the best stories from RimWorld. Like people, there's this community around most story generator games, where with like stories that can be both like super funny, like incredibly funny just by chance, and or like super engaging, like epics basically. Okay, here's my story. So, one of the craziest things that happened in my world was that one of my colonists, yeah, let's just say exactly what it says here. Sora and I can't remember his profession, gets mauled by paranoid bear. One of my colonists, a pacifist named Sora, written TS, both TNS are capitals, and then a U between A and R, whatever, was on his way to tame a bear by himself when it decided to maul him to death. I expected everything to go smoothly, as he had just gotten the inspiration that guarantees success when taming an animal, but after reportedly talking to himself about cooking something with peppers, the bear heard what he was saying and, I assume, thought he had been put on the menu. This was the day after Sora got married to his wife Glenn, who obviously got very upset over his death. If this had if this had happened before this, just 2 days before, the mood penalty would have been greatly reduced. Like the mood penalty lasted for like uh well over 30 in-game days or something. This was also right before a planned caravan trip to improve relations with a hostile group of raiders, in which he would be the key player through his incredible speech stat of 10, 3 levels higher than anyone else. Thankfully, this worked out and the raiders became passive after all, but I worry that it could have gone even better had he been there to help out. All that was left of Sora was, in the end, was a torso. The rest was eaten by the bear, ironically enough. His body was buried by some nearby ruins where I decided I would put them all eventually, as in my colonists. But then not long after, surprisingly enough, the bear tames itself and joins my colony. Sora was taming it for his life before he died, so it must have filled out what little remained of the taming meter on its own. From then on, the bear promptly took on the name Killer, and I made sure to assign him with every job possible. That's the kind of game I'm talking about here. This is like in like the one of the like crowning achievements of a story generated games is uh losing in these games is so much fun. Like crazy situations like this basically can't happen in any other game because you're too engaged with winning. But in games like these, they basically motivate you to go with the flow. Like I pondered if I wanted to let this situation go because like I lost one of my best uh colonists to a bear, but like I thought about it and then I thought this story is going to be so much more valuable than a colonist that I could just replace. Like Sora, he was a really great colonist, but he was still expendable, you know? And that's like the moral of the story is just like the best stories happen by chance, and I this game just is excellent at that. It's also way I've heard some stuff about Dwarf Fortress, and I really want to play that game because it seems to have a lot more like world building. Like it makes like an entire story of your world with like war heroes and stuff at the start of the game. But which RimWorld doesn't do. It does have a planet and like factions and stuff, but like RimWorld, from what I've heard, is way more fun to like actually play. Like Dwarf Fortress is kind of non-accessible with like its UI and stuff. But like anyone, like every single person should play RimWorld. It is fantastic. If you have like any remote knowledge of like strategy games, play RimWorld, please. Like I want more games like this. I want a pirate game like this. Holy shit, that would be awesome. Like One Piece, just rip off One Piece. Like I don't care. Like yeah, this is the best game I played all year. Next up, we have Disco Elysium. As I said, I didn't finish this game because I felt so bad for the characters. Basically, what happened was I was nearing the end of the first day, and uh, I had to go to bed somewhere, but I didn't know where to go, and I didn't want to have my character. I didn't want to have Harry, who is the main character, by the way, fall asleep on like the ground because I cared so much about him and like how he was perceived by other people that I just I had to just I couldn't play the game anymore. I was so stressed out. And like wow, like regular games can't do that. Like only the most immersive games ever made can instill that like feeling in me. So basically for those who are unaware about what Disco Elysium even is, it's basically this it's basically like a D&D campaign as well, where um it's kind of like D&D, but I don't know. I haven't played D&D. Whatever. Don't shade me, man. Uh um you play as this like detective, and there's this murder case, and you have to figure out who done it. So like yeah, it's a detective game, but it's also a deeply like politically advanced game with a lot of things to say about like people and how they think. It's like a it's very psychologically charged, if that makes sense. I don't know if that is even like a good description of it. I'm tired, man. But um and so you get to like choose and like even if you fail in this game, which can happen through a lot of means, as long as you don't die from like losing all your losing like a health stat, which like there's two of them. There's like mental and like actual health. As long as that doesn't happen, you can just go with the flow and see what happens. But you also really don't want to do that because all the characters feel so real and they feel so engaging. Like your partner, uh, which is this guy? I actually can't remember his name. I'm very sorry, but um, I think it's like Kim Kitsuragi or something. He is incredibly engaging, and like at first he doesn't respect you at all because you're kind of just a dumbass. But like as you grow to like understand him as a person, which I'm sure I'm only scratching the surface of by not playing past the first day, um, you just really don't want to disappoint him. And that's like the case with all the characters. Also, this is a massive this game has a lot of dialogue. It's basically almost like a visual novel. Like the dialogue is most of the game, and then some dice rolls, you know. Um, and all of like almost all of it is voice acted, which is crazy. That wasn't the case at launch, but then they just went back and they voice acted everything because that's how much they cared. How's the stream even doing? It's been like lagging for ages on my PC. Or on my laptop, I mean. Hopefully it's fine. Um, there one time I failed a dice roll that was like 1% chance of failing. It was crazy. I didn't understand how, but like I did. I did fail, and I just went with it. Like it's got the same quality as RimWorld, honestly. And for that, and for the fact that I really want to keep playing, I'll just put it right below RimWorld. There's gonna be one game between this, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Anyways, I don't even know if the wait. Okay, I'll just type Frog. Are you still there? Uh, in case he can't hear me right now, because he hasn't typed in a while, and I'm kind of stressed that the stream isn't working, because my internet connection is ass. Sorry, like really sorry about that, by the way. I have like a better place to have my PC for the internet connection, but um, I don't know. I like that's like upstairs, like right outside, like some like that's in like there's people there, man. People can hear me talking to myself in a foreign language. It's awkward. It's like I had to move it downstairs. I had my setup there for a while, but then oh yeah, I'm gonna stream. That's such a good idea. Still haven't gotten a response from Frog. Kind of worried. But anyways, uh, let's just keep going, I guess. Totem Lands. I played this game for free on Opera, which is the browser you see me using right now. I think it's off Opera now, so you gotta pay for it on Steam. It's kind of like Animal Crossing. If Animal Crossing could just be slept, if Animal Crossing could just. Okay, Frog's still there. Good. Hope the stream's still loading or is still working. Um, type like type whatever if it's working, like whatever the fuck. Anyways, Totem Lands. Restarting my entire no. So like this is like if time travel was like a game mechanic in Animal Crossing. Yeah, okay, good. It's just my laptop then. Damn. It's yeah. So it's more like how do you speed up the process rather than speed up the process of like earning money and stuff, rad rather than um okay, I have to wait anyways, you know? It's kind of complicated to talk about. You basically build like totems that give you emblems that you can either sell um or like put into like gates on the world map that block you from getting more totems. So it's basically just you get more and more totems, and you make like a bigger factory almost of totems in your backyard. Um, and there's like a bunch of stuff you can do. It's probably very time consuming if you really go for like 100% completion. I stopped playing when I got to like the beach area. Um, but like I could play, I could keep playing if I could. Kind of confusing, but um, I gotta pay for it in that case, and I mean maybe who knows? It's like a B tier game. I'd say it's fun. It's also very charming. It's got a cool art style. I made my character Peter Griffin because that was surprisingly easy to do. Uh, is it better than Tamagotchi Life? I'd say so. Maybe not as good as Peggle. Peggle's amazing. But yeah, belongs here, I think. Next up, Nuclear Throne. I wish I played this game a lot more, honestly. This is one of the OG uh, roguelikes from what I can discern. Um, it's a lot. It gives a lot of like and like Gungeon vibes. Like it has the same like um what do I even say um bombastic or energetic vibe to it. And Gungeon is one of my favorite games of all time. So uh this game also has like honestly I think I prefer the presentation of this game over Gungeon because it has a lot more room to be simplistic because it's got less content than Gungeon, but it's also um it feels a lot more small scale, yeah, which also lends it a lot of power to be. I'm just gonna refresh my Twitch on the laptop to be uh bombastic. I don't even know what to say. Um, okay, it's still loading. No, wait. Okay, no, it works. Good. Um, it's got a very nice visual style and a bunch of different unlockable characters that I thought was really fun. I just gotta play more of this game. I wish it had multiplayer. I don't think it has that. I might just be completely wrong, honestly. Man, I have no idea what to say about this game. I just haven't played enough of it. There were a lot of games I didn't play enough of in this year. Wait, Throne, uh, multiplayer. Is that a thing? Um, online multiplayer mod. Okay, there's some itch pages here with like multiplayer. I don't think it's in the base game though. In that case, I wish it was, because that would add a lot of replay value for me. It's going in B tier. Um, I have to play more of this game to like really get into it, but it's like here. One Finger Death Punch. Holy shit, this game is super cheap on Steam. So I think everyone should play this game or should buy it at least because it is super satisfying. I got hooked on this game when I started playing it. It's basically this like martial arts game where all the controls are just mouse. You just use the mouse uh to like punch. If you're gonna punch to the left, you click the left mouse button, and vice versa for punching to the right with the right mouse button. Um, and it's super fast paced, super satisfying, just all around. And it's like it's one of the cheapest Steam games I've ever bought. I had some money left from a Steam haul on my account, and I looked through the cheapest games on the entire store, uh, ranked by reviews, user reviews, and this was the highest ranked game. Like it is so fucking good. Like I'd say it's like um barely below Kirby. Also, something I forgot to say about Kirby, fantastic soundtrack. Way too late to say that, but yeah, fantastic soundtrack. I love the soundtrack, especially the light motifs. Sorry, I had to scratch my ear if you heard my voice disappear there for a second. Okay, Kirby Triple Deluxe. Also, also, damn, I can't finish myself. I can't finish before I keep going. Uh, this game has this um question. Like this game has this. I was gonna say questionable vibe to it uh with this questionable like martial arts vibe to it, but also it's like very similar to this typical like 90s kung fu movie, and I love that. I really love that. So yeah, pick this game up, please. Uh, Kirby Triple Deluxe. This game is like, uh, it's like bottom of B tier to me. Like this is a super simplistic game. Um, like three, as I said, platformers just aren't for me. They're like one of my weaker, um, one of my weaker genres. And this game just doesn't have this. I'm not hooked to this game. I'm not engaged with this game, even if it is, a charming game. It's pretty. I can like play it on a road trip if I want to just calm down. No, if I want to just chill, calm down. I was real like really angry. Urgh! I hate this. What am I saying, man? Uh, yeah, but like it's almost too simplistic. I need some like action, and this is just. I I mean I'll give the game this. The boss fights are pretty good, and the set pieces are also fantastic. But like if that's really what I want, then I'll just play Robobot, which I haven't played. I think I played the demo. I have it on my 3DS even, but man, like this is too simplistic for me. I need something more like the GBA games that I emulated on my phone a couple years ago. Don't sue me, Nintendo. Those were those had some actual challenge in them. Like I know I was young. I was like a young tot, but I don't know. There was just some I don't know. But yeah, it's like fine. Whatever. Pikuniku. This is another platformer. Holy shit. I played like platformers this year. How's that? How crazy is that? Despite not even liking them that much. But yeah, Pikuniku is actually pretty good. I'd say it's like um I'd say it's below I'd say it's here. Did I disconnect for a second there? Oh my god. So dumb. Wait, what happened? Did I actually reset? What, I can't write in chat even. Wait, am I connected now? Wait, what's happening? Bro, are you serious? This is a mess of a stream. My god. Okay, I'm back, I think. Yeah, I'm back. But yeah, anyways, this is a physics-based platformer. It's got like a lot of the same charm as those I was like Patapon, the Patapon from the PSP. Uh, it's got kind of the same art style, where everything is simplistic, like simplistic shapes and stuff, which I really like. Lends itself for some really charming moments. It's like it's got like kind of the same um sense of humor as Frog Detective, except not really as funny. It's not as referential, Frog Detective isn't that referential, but whatever. Um, I thought the pacing was sort of iffy. Like there's some backtracking here and there, and um, and it kind of overstayed its welcome at some point, but overall I felt like it was like a decent, the length was pretty decent. Um uh it's like there's not a lot to say about the game, but it's a charming game. I like it. It's also like a commentary on capitalism, which is wow, how inventive. Frog's gone. Fucking OBS, man. Threw him out. Okay. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Pokemon Scarlet. This game. I was gonna talk. I hinted at this how what at my thoughts on this game earlier. I think it is a good game. It's like it works. I like it. It's like here. It's definitely one of the most flawed games I've played in a long time. Um, if I can just find it. Um, because like at first, like my initial thoughts on this game were fantastic. Like what a first impression this game gives. Um, when you open on this like open world and you expect like, oh, I can go anywhere, I can do everything in like any order, and then you figure out that it doesn't that the levels don't scale. Like you can't fight. There is an order to the trainers, like that you're supposed to do them in, and it's such a confusing order too. Like it doesn't tell you anything. It just expects you to get it, and I hate that. I really hate that. It's so counterintuitive to the open world that it's trying to like establish, and like sometimes it's cool. Like I do a challenge that I'm not supposed to do yet early, and it feels really good. And I develop like a bond to my Pokemon. But I I don't like it. I would have preferred it a lot more had I just been able to do things in my own order. Like I guess the I guess Pokemon Origins was just lying, and there's no and there aren't different teams for gym leaders based on the challenges. It's stupid. Um, the Pokédex this time around was probably one of the most inconsistent ones ever. Like some of the Pokemon are really cool, but um then there's also Pokemon that are just lame or Pokemon that don't evolve enough. Like Spidops evolves from a really good um bug type, but then I expected it to evolve again and then it just didn't. Or or Scovillain, which otherwise would have been one of my favorite Pokemon, also didn't evolve, and it was really disappointing. Like it's not a complete design at all. Like I'm really critical of Pokemon designs because I love Pokemon as like a franchise rather than as games because like the reason Pokemon games have been so flawed. Like the next game, unless it's really well received, I won't be buying it. Um, like I just no. Uh, Also, elephant in a room. The game was broken at launch. I was lucky enough that I barely experienced any issues. Like, sure, I had glitches, but they really weren't game breaking at all. And like, I managed to have a good time without them. Um, uh, like, uh, but I know some people had like terrible performance and terrible like glitches that broke the game, and like I am privileged to not have had that. Um, Toby Fox, like the soundtrack around this time, Toby Fox composed a lot more than he usually does at least. Uh, though like my two favorite songs in the game were actually not his songs at all. Like he kind of doesn't, he kind of like he kind of don't. If no one had told you that Toby Fox composed for this game, would you know? Would you recognize his style? Like maybe, but also like I don't think any of the songs he composed are like, oh, this is so Toby Fox. You know, he's like a Pokemon. He has a lot of the same vibes as a Pokemon composer with his music. Or he's really good at like replicating the style. I mean, like my two favorite tracks in the game are the gym leader theme, which is just so good. I love the like is it sax? No, it's trumpets. I think the trumpets are really good and it's really fun. I love the beat, and the Team Star Captain theme is just so intense and so it's just awesome. It's like it fits the team's it fits the evil team super well. I feel so lonely, man. I'm the only one watching the stream right now. Um, and it was like imposed by an in-game character as well, so it feels really good. So it feels really it feels really fitting. The ending feels pretty forced. Like they suddenly establish a bunch of plot points that just weren't relevant at all beforehand. Gonna take a quick sip. Mouth is pretty dry. But yeah, like I'm not gonna spoil things. I'm not gonna spoil everything, but also, the ending fits a lot better if you picked up Violet. Like the professor just has a better. The professor is just a better character with like if you picked up Violet. Like not that I'm sexist or anything. Yo, let's get that idea out of here. But like future, he's like the future guy, and she's like the past guy woman, despite being like I don't get like a very like her design conflicts with the character she is, I feel. It's kind of hard to put into words, and it's kind of not important at all, but it's just a little thing that bothered me. And I can't really spoil anything either. So also they played Ed Sheeran like that in the end credits. They played an Ed Sheeran song, like the Ed Sheeran Pokemon song, which made me laugh so fucking hard. And it's super stupid, and it's incredibly stupid. Also, you get like some really fun character moments at the end with characters that have never interacted, and I just wish they interacted more. Like it would be hard to do with this with the open structure, which which kind of isn't even like done right. But uh, I don't know. Overall, I'd say this game is a 6 out of 10. This is the only game I have ranked in the notes. No, I have given a rating in the notes. It's a 6 out of 10 for me. Um, but like this is they gotta like up the stakes. They gotta like go. They gotta improve some stuff in the sequel. No, in the next games for sure. I feel like this is one of the most important Pokemon games of all time. Maybe not as important as Pokemon Legends Arceus, which we'll get to right now. Um, but yeah, it's so flawed. Like you need to just do more. You need to just do change some things next time through. Okay, Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game is fantastic. This is an S tier game. Like I am blown away at how a Pokemon game can be this good. Um, so instead of focusing on like battling, this game focuses on catching. Obviously, this is a Pokemon game set in ancient Sinnoh, which is the main generation of the Gen 4 games. Um, and I have been dreaming for a game like this for ages since I was like like a wee lad. I was dreaming for this game, dreaming of this game, and it looked kinda ugly when it was first launched. No, when it was first revealed, but then as more trailers came by, it just people got more and more sold on it, and then it came as a shock to the system when the game was actually good, like actually so good. Like the structure um makes it so that it's so easy for you to just get lost in this world. And it's like it sure it like there's multiple areas. It's not like just one massive world, but it's also way more open than Pokemon Scarlet. Like you can just go and catch Pokemon in different zones, like whenever you want almost. And I really just had an amazing time with this game. The Pokemon also are amazing. Like I think I didn't like the new Quillfish over like the new Quillfish evolution over Quill. Otherwise, I loved all the Pokemon. Like they were so good. Um, like you like catching Pokemon is so much fun, and like they gotta just make a new one. They gotta just keep this going. They gotta make a new one for Unova, and it's set in like a Western setting. That is like one of my most wanted games now. I'm not even kidding. I'm replaying this game right now. Man, it's so good. Like, yeah, play this game. Yeah. Next up, NGU Industries. Last year, I played a game called NGU Idol, if anyone remembers that. And this is basically like a sequel, though it's also way more complex, and I had a way better time with it than that one. Uh, the thing about this game is instead of just being an incremental game where you upgrade things and you watch numbers go up, which is yeah, and numbers going up, NGU, haha. uh, Instead, you have like in this game, you make factories. You place like factories around your maps, and you produce money and stuff and resources. And instead of focusing on like rebirthing or uh like reverting everything back to square one, but with like bigger stats, you have this system where you unlock more and more areas to build more and more factories, and it's super like satisfying, like optimizing the game. I'm not playing this game anymore. I stopped playing it after a while, but I managed to clock in a couple of hundred hours, honestly. Like, I don't know what it's about, like incremental games. They're just so easy to get a bunch of playtime on, but then like games that I am really hooked on. I guess it's just background, uh, the background mechanics, like the fact that I can just play it in the background while I do something else. But like it's still crazy. Like I have 1,100 hours on Crush Crush now. Like it's nuts. It should I don't get it. I don't feel like I should have that much screen time in general. Like that's sad. I mean, people have 3,000 hours on fucking Team Fortress 2, so or whatever. Anyways, this game is probably top of B tier for me. It's so fun. Like, yeah, as I said, I stopped playing it, but I could surely just play it over again. Like, this is probably my new favorite incremental game. I'm also playing Cookie Clicker right now, but I've been playing that for years, so like I don't want to rank that anywhere. Anyways, okay, we've got a couple more going now. I think I'll just do the movies another time because this has been a mess and I'm kind of tired. Gonna just grab a sip. Who goes there? Another person is watching stream net right now. Frog, are you back? I'll take that as a maybe. Okay, let's. Okay, yeah, it's Frog. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, anyways, yeah, sorry about that, by the way. Streams, like OBS is terrible. Anyways, Slime Rancher 2. Slime Rancher is one of my favorite games of all time. It's it saved my ass throughout 2022. No, 2020. 2022 was last year. Um, it was my second favorite game that I played um in my 2020 video that I ranked in my 2020 video. Yo, what's happening? Yo, Steam's fucked. What? Okay, whatever. Um, and this game is still in early access. There's an update coming um early this year, so not too long from now. And I had a really good time with this game. I wouldn't say it's like I'd say it's A tier, but I have to play more. No, but it has to like um grow on me with the updates, I feel. Like there's content missing that was in the first game that I wish was here still from launch, but like this is still a good this is a really good early access. Like I still love this game. It's beautiful. Like the visuals are so good. Um Honestly, I think I'll put it like here, like below Streets of Rogue. I'm really looking forward for the next update. Like they're doing the first ice area in the series, which really excited for that. Also, as cute as ever. Love the slimes. Really excited to see some returning slimes though. Um, I wish the like trading thing was still a thing here, because in the original game there was like this thing where you could trade with um other like characters for like resources and stuff. And without that, I felt that the farming felt kinda uh lacking, I guess. It it didn't feel as rewarding. And also it had like a reward system for like the more money you get like a trophy and stuff. And it gave you a lot of motivation to do more farming. It added a lot. So I really hope to see that in a future update. Maybe even the next one. That would be great. But yeah, this is really promising. Really excited to see what they do in the future. Next up, Pony Island. Second game I forgot to add on my last list somehow. Like I had two other Daniel Mullins games on that list, but Pony Island for some reason just slipped by. But this is a fine game. Like it's certainly um I'd say it's above Bit Buddy, but like it's it's kind of complicated to talk about because like it's really I really respect it as the first big Daniel Mullins game, but it's also kind of edgy. Like edgy can be good. Like this game is about Satan. Like your PC is possessed by Satan or game console is possessed by Satan, and you have to stop him by killing like his three minions or something. I can't remember entirely. And yeah, it's really edgy, stupid, honestly. Um, at some point, I thought the game wanted me to like delete my save file. Like Daniel Mullins makes those kinds of games, you know? So I thought that was like logical. But then, as it turns out, I'm an idiot, and I deleted my save file, and then I didn't want to play anymore. That was like close to the end though, so I just looked up the Markiplier playthrough, and like the ending's kind of, uh, it's kind of goofy, like whatever. But it also it has a lot of like programming mini games, which I hated. Also, I should probably say what it's about even. Like it's about it's like a 2D platformer or like a running game with like a world map where you play as this pony or this unicorn, and you get like upgrades over the course of the game. And then there's like like programming mini games, which are super lame and they get really repetitive after a while. One of the bosses is programming based. Then one of them is like level based with like the unicorn. So you like shoot him with your powers and stuff because you get more and more powers over the game course of the game. And then the third boss is amazing. Like it is so like with the third boss, it's like more of a quiz than a boss almost. Um, so he asks you like questions, but then Daniel Mullins, who is a fucking prodigy, uh like messes with you by faking like Steam messages and stuff. And it's crazy. And it's super cool. Like it's so like he did a lot of that in his next games, but that was like the first um that was like the first case of that, and it was great. Like if you want to uh if you don't want to play the game but you really want to see what I'm talking about, look up asmodeus.exe on YouTube. I think that's what it's called. Wait, I gotta double check. Uh, Asmodeus, Asmodeus.exe. Yeah, look that up on YouTube because it's such a cool fight. But overall, it's an okay game. It's certainly flawed though. Like Daniel Mullins stuff just gets way better after this with the hex. Okay, next up, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I was kind of scared to play this game, honestly, because I thought I'm pretty sure it's more expensive than the first game, and what I was worried that it was just like the first game, but maybe like remastered with not not much more content, just better visuals or something. Uh, Surprisingly, this game is amazing. This game is an amazing remaster. It's one of the best remasters I've played. It adds so much. It's not just like it adds content. It adds a bunch of endings. There's like twice as many endings because it added like a bucket system where like you pick up a bucket and you experience an ending and then it goes differently based on if you have a bucket in your hand or not. And it's so good. And like I've never played the Stanley Parable before, but this is one of the funniest games I've ever played. Like it's so genius. It's just a walking simulator, and yet like it's one of the funniest games I've ever played. And um it's got like a bunch of endings, and it's and all and like uh a bunch of crazy achievements. One of them is like you have to not play the game for 10 years, which the game hasn't even like the original game hasn't even been out for 10 years. Its 10-year anniversary is actually this year, so that's cool. Uh like don't get scared off by the fact that this is just a walking simulator, because it's really not. Like, it doesn't have a lot of gameplay apart from just walking, but it's still like so good and so witty and so funny. And I don't want to spoil anything because like I just want people to play this game and like experience the endings for themselves, like I did mostly. Like I knew like a little bit of it, but like yeah. And it's also a parody of like remasters. Like after a while the game just becomes the Stanley Parable 2 and it's just the same game, but it has the tagline 2 as well as some extra content, but it's like just the same game still. It's really funny, but yeah. I feel like I'm not selling the comedy at all, but yeah. You just gotta experience it for yourself. It's like British comedy, like British black comedy, you know? I think that's what British black comedy is. I don't know. Okay, next up, Turnip Boy. Turnip Boy is a game. It's kind of like a Zelda. It's like a Zelda clone, but I don't feel like that gives it the justice it deserves because it is a really fun time. It's kind of it's a lot. It's very referential based. A lot of the humor is referential based. It's like, oh yeah, this turnip has an OnlyFans account or something, which is kind of cringe, um, but it's very charming. It's got a very charming visual style, and the gameplay's fun, uh, and it's the plot is super confusing, but apparently it's about COVID-19. So yeah, like I didn't pick up on that at all, is the thing. Um, I think it came out for free on mobile after a while. Um, so that kind of sucks. I paid money for it on Steam. There's also this like uh there's some post game content and there's a bunch of silly hats you can wear, and that's fantastic. Did I even say the full title? It's Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. So throughout the entire game, you go around tearing apart your like tax letters, and the mayor wants to deport you from your house unless you do some chores from him. No, throw you out of your house. I don't think deport that's what deport means. I don't know, bro. I'm not old. I'm not supposed to know that. I live with my parents still. Give me a break. But yeah, um, and there's like this deep plot about like there's also like a mafia that your dad was a part of, and like all the characters are just vegetables, and like the only remaining human in the entire game is like a mutant, and it's like a boss, and I actually struggled a lot against it. Uh, I don't know how to. It's very confusing game. I'd say pick it up for yourself. Uh, if it's free on mobile, which I'm not even sure if it is, you could just go get it there. But yeah, it's a good game. Good, really good music as well, though. Like, damn. I'd say it's like not as good as Peggle. It's better than Nuclear Throne though, from what I've played of it. Okay, next up, Two Point Hospital. This game is super fun. I This is an A tier game for me. Uh, Basically, it's like you manage a hospital or like a bunch of hospitals, and uh, yeah, that's it. Like I don't know what to say. Um, it's. I thought it was really fun to manage. Um, Man, I have run out of things to say, man. I am done. Oh my God. Ah. gonna take a sip. This has been a tough stream for me, man. I say as I sit in my chair drinking Monster Energy and sometimes having issues with my OBS. How's the OBS doing? It's doing fine. Yeah. Wait, drop frames? What? What does this mean even? I don't know. Yeah, it's like you manage a hospital. I really love decorating rooms and stuff, which I thought this game was great at. You get like extra points for making things pretty, which you do in every single uh decorating game. Like, bro, man, can you tell I haven't been streaming for a while? I'm running out of things to say, and I'm repeating myself. Ah, damn. Um, but yeah, I didn't get to a point where it was like where it like got hard. Like after a while you've been like for every hospital you basically just start up doing the exact same thing and then you unlock like a new disease that you have to get a new room for. But otherwise it's just the exact same. But I didn't think it was that repetitive, honestly. And it's got this like radio that you can listen to, and that's really fun. It's like a it's like different really good music and like people talking. It's hard to like explain what makes a game like this so good, but I really like it. Um, it's got like Sonic things in it as well because it's published by Sega. A new game just dropped. That one's like school based. Maybe I'll pick that one up as well. But overall, I'd put it like I'd put it below Saints Row 4, I think. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, next one. Vampire Survivors. This game is S tier. I'd say it's above PLA. Maybe in Wildermyth. Yes, it is. Vampire Survivors is fantastic. I have never played. This is a gambling addict. This is heaven for gambling addict. And it's like it's not. There's no in-game purchases either, except like DLC. But the DLC is super good. So basically, it's this game. It's a bullet hell, except you are making the bullets into a hell for your opponents. It's like wave based, and you have to survive for 30 minutes. And like the game almost plays itself, except you have to like walk around, and you can buy a bunch. And as you level up, you pick up a bunch of upgrades, and after a while, you're just this like unstoppable thing on the screen. That like and like it's almost overwhelming, but you still like get it because it's so gradual. Um, and it's very satisfying. And every time you pick up like an item, it plays like or something. No, it doesn't. No, not that, but something like that. It gets kind of repetitive after a while, but you can like just right click and skip it. So that's good. Um, it has a bunch of secrets. I really love that. That like games don't have secrets like this anymore. Um, but this game is chock full of secrets all around. I'm not even close to discovering all of them yet. Um, in fact, I just unlocked secret characters. So, and the game gets really interesting once you start like secret hunting. And I think that's what the game is all about. Uh, but yeah, this game was snubbed at the Game Awards. I think this game is better than Stray, even though I haven't played Stray. But yeah, whatever. Anyways, next game. I actually have notes for this one. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. No, wait, no, not that one. I also watched the Spider-Man movie, so I control F into Spider-Man 2. Uh, Spider-Man PS4. This is my new favorite licensed game of all time. It is so good. It is such a good representation of what Spider-Man is, and it has some of the best controls in any video game. Like every single mission in this game are like have like these massive, fantastic set pieces that flow seamlessly in the moment. Like you're running through a building and you're like being blasted throughout all of New York, and you're like on top of a skyscraper fighting baddies and pushing them off, and like but like you're saving them too, because like the attention to detail in this game is incredible. Like there's something everywhere. There's like everywhere you look on the map, there's like a secret and like something you can take pictures of, and there's like this is one of the like licensed games are never like are never this good, I feel. Like the only game that comes close for me is um and like licensed games have gotten better, but like they're kind of generic. This game is not generic at all. And like the only game that comes close for me is South Park: The Fractured But Whole, which yeah, no one makes games like that anymore either. And like this game tops that. Like the shared dedication to every minute detail is just it's mind blowing. And like the map, New York, you traverse through New York, you like swing from like the buildings and you really just feel like Spider-Man. It's the most stereotypical line ever, but it fits so well with this game. And man, you just and the story, I mean, I got kind of tired of like the Martin Lee and Demons subplot after a while. I wish they spent more time on or subplot that was like one of the most central plots in the entire game, but I wish they spent more time on like other villains, which like the other villains get a lot of time on the second and like um I, like a little after the second half of the game, but I they kind of more like Mr. Negative kind of overstayed his welcome. I actually wasn't that as bothered by the stealth segments with MG and Miles as some other people seem to have been. Yo, I got a heart I got like a hearty eyes emoji. Did I do that? Wait, did I click that? No, I don't know. I don't think I clicked that. Wait, I did? Bro, I have no idea. Someone's messing with me, probably. Okay, anyways. No, I clicked it. No. Okay. But yeah, like, fantastic game. Combat was really fun as well. Like, it's Arkham, it's the Arkham games, but if you played a Spider-Man, like, it's way more like, fast paced. Doesn't have the same weight as as like Batman. Like it's I wouldn't say it's better, but it's different and it feels like fantastic. So yeah, this is one of my new favorite games of all time. Like no shot. Uh Last game. Holy shit, this has been a journey, hasn't it? Yokai Watch 1. I played the first two games. Uh and like I played the third game last year and I wasn't that into it. I much prefer the second game. And like same is true with this game, admittedly, but I still think this is top of A tier. It is a fantastic game. It's more slice of life than the other games. Way more than the second game at least, and maybe like the same as the third game, but like with less plot, which sounds like a flaw, but it's actually really good. Like this fits a lot more with the anime then like yeah, one of the central there was a Yokai Watch anime as well, and that was huge. Uh, that was like just as, if not more, important than the games. I don't know what came out first, honestly. Like it's that kind of game, you know. Um, it is. I was kind of shocked, honestly. Like I hadn't played this game before uh before its sequels. Like I tried out Yokai Watch 4 before I tried out this game, so it was kind of shocking when Jibanyan was just like another character. It was just another yokai because like in the other games he's like one of the main characters. It's way more mechanically simple, but like if anything that's like a plus because the sequels are so complex. It's kind of like crazy, especially the third game that honestly like took away from the third game I felt. But this is just yeah, this is an incredible game to start at. Like I recommend playing this game and then playing the second game. Honestly, I recommend playing the third game as well, even though that probably is the weakest game in the series in my opinion. Though like I though like no one agrees with me, so yeah, I think you should play that game as well. And if you can, play the fourth game as well. Though it's not in the West, so you might want to learn Japanese first. Haha. Or wait for the localization mod to come out. Yeah. Wow. I love Peggle Deluxe. Oh, whoops. Okay. Uh, that is the list. I am very happy that I could finally do this. Um, I don't know when I'll do the movies and albums. I'm not gonna do them right now. I'm kind of tired. Though this has been a fun time. Like, despite being kind of messy, I thought it was. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad we got a new viewer, despite the fact that I have no idea where they went. And thank you, Frog, for tagging along as much as you could. And yeah, I guess I'll see you soon. Maybe I'll do another stream next weekend for the other two. Though, like, I might have to do those individually as well because those are long as well. Like the movies, I have 47 movies and shows as well, and then even more albums. This is the first time doing those. Um, so I'm really excited. I'm really wondering how that'll go because I've never talked critically about um specific like albums. I started listening to like once I got Spotify this last year, like halfway through, I just woke up. It felt like I had awakened my taste in music because like man, like last year was just fantastic for music for me. But like we'll get there. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you soon. Peace, I guess. No, let's just say bye. That's a better way to end the stream with. Bye bye. See you soon. Okay, bye.